50 was a Meech fan. Let's make it clear. 50 couldn't, everybody wanted to be a Big Meech. But you could best be clear, 50 wanted to be a Big Meech. He just wasn't able to do it. He didn't accomplish it.
Benzino, known for his provocative commentary and long history of stirring up controversy, steps into the spotlight once more. This time, he directs his venom at 50 Cent, a man whose very persona seems steeped in contradictions. According to Benzino, 50 Cent has always been nothing more than a devoted admirer of Big Meech, the larger-than-life figure whose street influence and undeniable aura have shaped the aspirations of countless others.
But I'm gonna take the same kind of money that you would get and get it to the owner. And go shoot you, yeah? Come on, all of a sudden everybody don't remember nothing. Yeah, look, let me ask you a question. How much you think it would cost to kill somebody?
Everybody's scared. Everybody's scared of 50, first of all. What's disturbing to me is looking at the public and how the public takes what he does. And I heard a radio station guy on sports radio today, and he was like, man, that 50 boy, I pity the person who goes against him, and I pity it. I'm saying to myself, that's not the message, bro.
Yet despite this admiration, Benzino argues that 50 Cent never truly lived up to the mythic status of Big Meech. In his eyes, 50 Cent's attempts to emulate the legacy of the notorious figure have been nothing but hollow imitations, driven more by jealousy and insecurity than by genuine ambition.
50 knew about that situation with Tammy Collins and all that. Everybody did. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? He didn't give a He wanted to make money and exploit the situation. Plus, he was a fan.
Benzino's claims are rooted in the belief that 50 Cent's fascination with Big Meech has been an unfulfilled obsession. Every move he makes, every new venture he undertakes, is seen as a desperate effort to capture the magic and power that Meech once wielded. Even though 50 Cent has built a successful career as a rapper, earning respect and building a lucrative empire in his own right, the shadow of Big Meech looms large over his persona.
50 was a Meech fan. Let's make it clear. 50 couldn't, everybody wanted to be a Big Meech. Everybody wanted to be on the block and do what Meech did. There's no question. Whether that's the right type of thinking or not, we're not gonna talk about that. But you could best be clear, 50 wanted to be a Big Meech. He just wasn't able to do it. He didn't accomplish it. But guess what, Curtis? You accomplished something being a rapper. So just take that. It wasn't in you to be a Big Meech. You didn't survive. You almost didn't survive that. It wasn't in you, but so he was a fan of admired Big Meech.
For Benzino, this unrequited longing reveals a deep-seated inferiority complex, a constant reminder that while 50 Cent may have achieved fame, he has not managed to secure the kind of raw, untamed street cred that Meech once commanded.
And rushes and say, hey, I want to do the story. He didn't care about Tammy Collins then, right? And got his son, put him through acting school, got his son to play it, his dad. Like, how dope was that? So he does something so amazing just to own it because of his emotional traumas. Again, mad because this took a picture or is doing business with somebody that you don't like. This is what you do? Oh no, bro. No, man, he's a man trapped in a kid's mentality. He has a man's body trapped in somebody who's probably 22, 23. That thinking that's not a man thinking. Like 50's what? 50's almost 50 now?
50 is 50, I believe.
Yeah, 50's 50. So, what the is that? Like, there's so many layers of that are both up, bro. 50 knew about that situation with Tammy Collins and all that. Everybody did. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? He didn't give a He wanted to make money and exploit the situation. Plus, he was a fan. Now, because this man takes a picture with Ross, you go and do this. Number one, it's dangerous, homie, because Meech is loved. He's loved. He's loved. And number two, it shows how weak you are.
The drama deepens when Benzino turns his attention to the creative contradictions in 50 Cent's own body of work. In a pointed criticism, Benzino accuses him of hypocrisy. On one hand, 50 Cent is praised for his on-screen ventures, including the acclaimed BMF series, a project that draws heavily on the life and exploits of Big Meech. On the other hand, he is quick to denounce Meech for alleged acts of betrayal, branding him as a snitch whenever it suits his narrative. Benzino finds this duality both baffling and contemptible. It appears to him that 50 Cent selectively embraces aspects of Meech's legacy when it benefits him, yet refuses to acknowledge or defend Meech when past misdeeds are called into question. This selective storytelling not only undermines the authenticity of 50 Cent's own journey, but also reveals an unsettling inconsistency in his moral compass. Amid the whirlwind of accusations, the role of Rick Ross emerges as another intriguing twist in the saga. Rick Ross, a figure with his own storied past and controversial reputation, becomes a symbol of the shifting allegiances and rivalries that define modern hip-hop. Benzino insinuates that 50 Cent's sudden and vehement opposition to Big Meech is intricately linked to his relationship with Rick Ross, a man whom 50 Cent has long purportedly held in disdain. This connection, whether real or exaggerated, adds yet another layer of complexity to the ongoing drama. It's as if the conflict is not merely about personal grudges or unfulfilled ambitions, but also about the intricate network of loyalties and betrayals that weave through the fabric of hip-hop culture. The roots of this feud stretch back to the early 2000s, when Benzino's personal vendettas were intertwined with some of the most explosive controversies in the genre. Benzino, once a co-owner of The Source magazine, was a polarizing figure, whose criticisms of Eminem ignited a firestorm of debate and dissent. His long-standing war with Eminem not only defined a crucial era in hip-hop, but also set the stage for future conflicts involving 50 Cent and others. In the eyes of Benzino, the current spat with 50 Cent is merely an extension of that earlier struggle, a continuation of a battle where personal pride, industry politics, and cultural representation are all at stake. Within this larger narrative of rivalry and retribution, Benzino's efforts to revive old grievances are hard to miss. Even after years of apparent reconciliation and attempts by Eminem to move past the acrimonious disputes, symbolized by the release of tracks like Toy Soldiers that called for unity, Benzino refuses to let the dust settle. Instead, he emerges time and again to stoke the embers of conflict, whether by reviving criticisms of Eminem's legacy or by directly challenging 50 Cent. His actions, many argue, are less about genuine artistic critique and more about maintaining relevance in a rapidly evolving industry that often seems to reward controversy over substance. One of the most incendiary episodes in this ongoing saga involves a series of social media exchanges that have captivated fans and onlookers alike. In a moment that seemed tailor-made for the modern age of viral drama, 50 Cent found himself on the receiving end of Benzino's scathing online commentary. The verbal sparring escalated rapidly, with 50 Cent resorting to tactics that many saw as outright trolling. A particularly memorable moment came when 50 Cent mocked Benzino by referencing a leaked conversation involving a trans model, Shauna Brooks. The remark was not only a diversion from the central issues at hand, but also a pointed dig at Benzino's credibility, implying that his personal conduct and past associations left him vulnerable to ridicule. The clash between these two figures is not solely about dissing each other on social media. There is a long and complicated history of favors and betrayals that underpin their conflict. Benzino recalls a time when he supposedly came to 50 Cent's aid, back when the rapper was dealing with the fallout from a violent incident at the Hit Factory. According to Benzino, he helped 50 Cent during a moment of dire need, providing support when money and resources were scarce. Yet, in a twist that underscores the fickle nature of street loyalties, 50 Cent appears to have repaid that kindness with ingratitude. Instead of acknowledging Benzino's help, he has chosen a path of defiance and snark, further deepening the rift between them. Adding fuel to the fire was a controversial video that 50 Cent circulated online. The video, which purported to show Benzino on the brink of a mental breakdown, allegedly even threatening self-harm, sent shockwaves through the fan base. Although Benzino later dismissed the footage as nothing more than a rehearsal for a film scene, the incident left many questioning the sincerity and motivations behind such public displays. For Benzino, it was a desperate attempt by 50 Cent to undermine his credibility, painting him as unstable and untrustworthy, while for 50 Cent, it was a calculated move to remind everyone of Benzino's own vulnerability. In the midst of these personal attacks, Benzino's rhetoric takes on a broader cultural dimension. He frequently accuses 50 Cent of embodying the very traits that he despises: jealousy, insecurity, and a lack of genuine manhood. Benzino's criticisms go beyond mere personal grievances. They are presented as moral indictments of what he sees as an industry that rewards imitation over authenticity. He laments that while 50 Cent has managed to secure a certain level of success, he has done so by adopting a persona that is, at its core, a pale imitation of the raw, unfiltered energy of figures like Big Meech. For Benzino, this is not just about artistic integrity. It is about the very soul of hip-hop, which he believes has been compromised by commercialization and hypocrisy. Even as the drama intensifies, Benzino does not shy away from invoking memories of past controversies that continue to haunt the industry. He is quick to remind everyone of his long-standing feud with Eminem, a feud that was once the centerpiece of hip-hop discourse in the early 2000s. Benzino accuses Eminem of enjoying preferential treatment and of being the hood ornament for an industry that systematically marginalizes Black and Latino artists. By drawing attention to these past grievances, Benzino not only seeks to reframe the current conflict in a broader cultural context, but also aims to recast himself as a champion for an authentic, uncorrupted hip-hop ethos. In more recent developments, the feud takes on yet another dramatic twist. As 50 Cent and Benzino continue their public sparring, the battle spills over into the realm of boxing challenges and further social media tirades. Benzino's call for a boxing match with Eminem, a suggestion that seems more theatrical than sincere, underscores the lengths to which he is willing to go to keep the embers of conflict alive. Simultaneously, 50 Cent's relentless trolling of Benzino reveals a man who is both confident in his own legacy and unafraid to exploit the vulnerabilities of his detractors. It is a high-stakes game of verbal chess, with each move calculated to either deflect attention from past mistakes or to inflict a new wound on an opponent whose history is as checkered as his own. As the narrative unfolds, it becomes clear that this is not a simple dispute between two individuals. It is a microcosm of a larger cultural battle, one that pits authenticity against artifice, raw talent against manufactured personas. Benzino's relentless critique of 50 Cent is not merely an expression of personal animosity. It is an attempt to reclaim a version of hip-hop that he feels has been lost to the glitz and glamour of mainstream success. His words, laced with both bitterness and a call for a return to genuine street values, resonate with a segment of the fan base that sees in his tirades a rallying cry against the forces of commercialization. In the end, the feud between Benzino and 50 Cent is emblematic of the complexities and contradictions that have long defined hip-hop culture. It is a story of unfulfilled ambitions, of past debts and forgotten favors, and of a relentless pursuit of authenticity in a world that often celebrates the superficial. Benzino's allegations that 50 Cent's actions are driven by jealousy and a desperate need to imitate the greatness of Big Meech serve as both an indictment of a personal rivalry and a broader commentary on the state of the industry. Whether one views these accusations as a legitimate critique or simply as another episode in a long line of manufactured controversies, the truth remains that in the ever-evolving theater of hip-hop, the lines between admiration, envy, and betrayal are often blurred beyond recognition. Thus, as fans and critics alike watch the drama unfold, they are reminded of the intricate web of relationships and rivalries that continue to shape the narrative of hip-hop. In a world where every diss track, every social media post, and every public confrontation is dissected and debated, the story of Benzino and 50 Cent remains a potent reminder that behind every headline lies a complex tapestry of ambition, loyalty, and the eternal struggle for respect.